Because when I got out of business school, I had a single goal. I want to run something. What are you laughing at? That was my goal. Who's it all about? Me. What did I want to do? Run. What does run mean? Be in charge, be in control, be in command. What did I want to run? Anything. As long as I was the boss. You know, God, always tell a Harvard man, but you can't tell him much, you know.
Bob Vanourek is an accomplished executive-level leadership expert. He has been CEO of 5 companies, from a startup to $1 billion New York Stock Exchange corporation going through extreme challenges.
I learned leadership is all about relationships. Life is all about relationships. Business is all about relationships. Trust. Can we trust each other? Can we hold each other accountable?
Bob speaks to his audiences with wisdom and passion. People listen, laugh, and learn as Bob offers specific leadership lessons that are game changers for them.
Leaders are present. I'm present for you. I'm present for you. I was present for Roz once she finally told me what a jerk I was when I was walking past her desk. Thank you, ladies. Let's give them another hand. It doesn't take a lot to be present. You just have to make eye contact and honestly, truly listen. It's amazing how people react to you with that. I used to think of myself as a loner. People didn't understand me. I was too intense. Why don't they like me more? Just because I go into meetings like this and talk, like this, why didn't they just immediately relate to me? I didn't realize I had some personality characteristics that were intimidating to people. So I thought of myself as a loner. And it took me a long time. What I'm sharing with you has taken me decades to learn, the hard way, with scars. It's all about relationships. What I've come to learn over the years is that most people have an incredible capability in them to contribute, and they want to contribute. Unfortunately, the leadership models that we've had and a lot of the management practices that we've had get in that way. And if we can change the leadership model and change some of those management practices, it's unbelievable what can happen inside your team or your organization. And that's the work I love to do. These organizations that have this purpose, values, and vision, that hire for head and heart, that flex between steel and velvet, that unleash other leaders, they have a culture that's very powerful. Tony Hsieh at Zappos, great interviews in the book. They have a certain culture. Jack Kroll and Ed Breen at the new Tyco. We want a certain culture in this organization, and the board must own it. And that's who the new CEO and the new VPs are going to be, people who buy into that culture. The CEO has to do it. The leaders have to do it. And even people without authority have to do it. When I was running Sensormatic on Boca Raton, I drove from Boca down to Miami, and I stopped for gas in my lease car, got a receipt, came past my assistant's desk, Shirley, and I said, Shirley, would you mind putting this on my expense account? And I walked into a meeting, and when the meeting was over, she came in and she said, Bob, I can't put this on your expense account. As a matter of fact, I won't put it on your expense account. And I said, Shirley, I'm really busy. We're losing a lot of money. It's a gas receipt. It was a business meeting. She said, no, you may have forgotten. You get a monthly car allowance for your lease car and to cover these kinds of things. If I put this in, everybody in accounting will know that you are double dipping. And I think I know what you're trying to do here, because we were in real trouble and we're doing all this value stuff. If I put this in, I won't do it, Bob. And I said, Shirley, I forgot all about that. Thank you. God bless you. Shirley had no authority, no title. She didn't know me very well, an idea of what I wanted. But she had the courage to speak truth to power and say, we don't do that here. I've run 5 companies, as Shane said, worked in a lot of industries. I coach, I speak, I teach, I'm an author, but most of all, I'm a student of leadership, still a student of leadership.
Bob Vanourek is the co-author of Triple Crown Leadership. building excellent, ethical, and enduring organizations.
Working with Greg as the co-author on this book has been one of the highlights of my life. He has a wealth of experience. He's been the co-author of 2 other books, worked in Washington think tanks, been involved in a very successful startup. So he brings his generation, and I bring my deep experience from running lots of companies, turnarounds, and things like that. So that deep experience, plus our research, plus working together as peers, made for an extraordinary experience.
For this award-winning book, Bob and his son Greg interviewed 61 organizations in 11 countries, identifying 5 key leadership practices organizations use to achieve phenomenal growth and success. Stephen R. Covey and Stephen M. R. Covey wrote the foreword to this cutting-edge leadership roadmap.
I know that you are dedicated and creative.
I know that you are compassionate, hardworking, and intelligent.
The activity right now is having people give a character compliment, because we don't talk about character enough. And so we have people thinking about a character compliment with eye contact, speaking from the heart. And the only response the person who got the compliment can give is thank you. Well, people often ask, why should I go through this? Why should I read this book or go through some of your coaching workshops or something like that? And the answer is simple. Because the performance level of your team is going to soar. And you're not going to have all that stress and all that pressure on your desk, on your shoulders, to do it all yourself. You're going to create a high-performance organization that's totally aligned. And that kind of organization will always outperform the leader at the top who's got all the answers and everybody's saying, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. Let's create those high-performance teams. 18 months it had to be introduced, number 1.
Bob is a graduate of Princeton, the Harvard Business School, a former Army officer, and teaches graduate programs at the university level.
Triple Crown Leadership is about leaders who want to take their organizations to an audacious place.
Bob's leadership principles have been featured in the news media and in national industry publications.
But I'm going to suggest that with a little creativity, a little help from your friends, nothing really is impossible. And I asked for Jack's forgiveness. Now maybe because I was the CEO, he forgave me. Maybe.
He didn't have 6 months of stay.
He didn't have 6 months. Okay. But I tell you this, at that meeting, everybody realized that we were going to operate by those shared values. And that they could hold me accountable, they could call me on that, and I would say I was wrong. I think that Saturday morning meeting was a turning point in the turnaround of that very troubled company. I believe in you. I trust you. I've got your back. Unleash your latent leader. Thank you very much.
For booking information, please contact the person who provided this program.